Copy you down, Eagle.
I have a dream.
We shall never surrender.
Tear down this wall.
This is the top defining moments of the decade by History City.
As the world stepped into the 20th century, it was greeted by innovation, conflict, and cultural revolutions. From the skies to the depths of human rights, this decade set the stage for what would become a century like no other. Let's dive into the most defining moments of 1900 through 1909. This is our list of the 10 most defining moments of the first decade of the 20th century. We will be doing one of these for every decade up until the modern day. I'm Jack Murphy. Welcome to History City's most defining moments of the decade. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and keep an eye out for more. Do you agree or disagree with our list? Let us know in the comments below.
Number 10.
The death of Queen Victoria. With her departure in 1901, an era ended. An era of reign that was 63 years, 216 days, and the world paused, reflecting upon the indelible mark she left. Her legacy, a complex blend of power and poise, resonated not just in the echoing halls of Buckingham Palace, but across the continents, signifying the end of Victorian dominance and the dawning of a new, uncertain century. Not many world leaders had this long of a reign. Some notable things to know from her time as queen was what is known as Victorian morality, which emphasizes family values, sexual restraint, and a strong work ethic. She was very supportive of scientific education coinciding in the Industrial Revolution and the new age of engineering. The British Empire expanded, covering almost a quarter of the world's land. The dawn of the new century coincided with the conclusion of the Victorian era, serving as a profound symbol of transformation and progress.
Number 9.
A Trip to the Moon. Although this is not the first movie ever made, it was the first science fiction film ever made, directed by Georges Méliès in 1902. Stands as a seminal work in the annals of cinema. More than a mere film, it was a breathtaking odyssey into the realm of imagination, merging the burgeoning art of motion pictures with elements of fantasy and science fiction. His groundbreaking use of special effects, from the iconic image of the man in the moon with a rocket in his eye to the fanciful lunar landscapes and inhabitants, laid the groundwork for the future of cinematic storytelling and visual effects. The film's whimsical narrative and visual innovations captivated audiences, proving that cinema could be both an artistic medium and a vessel for boundless creativity. It heralded the potential of film to not just reflect reality, but to reshape it, transporting audiences to worlds hitherto unimagined. There is no Mission Impossible or Barbheimer.
The world will remember this day.
Or even Star Wars without this movie paving the way.
Number 8.
The assassination of William McKinley. In a funny way, this assassination on the president was in some ways the opposite of the Kennedy assassination. As an important point of this story, it's not who left office, but who came in. McKinley's assassination propelled Vice President Theodore Roosevelt to the presidency. One of the most dynamic and influential figures in U.S. history, Roosevelt implemented a range of policies and reforms that significantly altered the course of American domestic and foreign policy. His tenure saw the rise of the Square Deal, trust-busting, conservation efforts, and a more assertive American role on the global stage. McKinley's death marks an early starting point from isolationism to the United States being a dominant player on the world stage. Since history often repeats itself, there is a strong belief that the president's doctors contributed to his death, just as it did a little over 100 years before with George Washington.
Number 7.
Bloody Sunday in Russia, 1905. On January 22, 1905, in St. Petersburg, Russia, a peaceful protest led by Orthodox priest Father Gapon, aimed at presenting workers' grievances to Tsar Nicholas II, met with violent repression. As the demonstrators approached the Winter Palace, they were fired upon by the Tsar's soldiers, resulting in significant casualties. This event, known as Bloody Sunday, intensified public discontent with the monarchy and sowed seeds for the Russian revolutions that followed in the subsequent decade. When the gunshots were fired, Bolshevik revolution was on the way.
Number 6.
First Model T Ford, 1908. Although Henry Ford didn't invent the automobile, he revolutionized accessibility. The Model T wasn't just an automobile, it was the embodiment of a transformative idea. The Model T's genius lay in its affordability and standardization, made possible by the groundbreaking assembly line production technique that Ford pioneered. This innovation democratized transportation, shifting automobiles from being a luxury of the elite to an accessible means for the average American to traverse vast landscapes. Beyond mobility, the Model T revolutionized manufacturing processes worldwide, accelerating the pace of the Industrial Revolution. Its impact extended beyond the roads, reshaping urban landscapes, facilitating the growth of suburbs, and altering the socio-economic fabric of societies, making it one of the most influential inventions of the 20th century.
Number 5.
Arctic Exploration. The Discovery Expedition, led by Captain Robert Falcon Scott from 1901 to 1904, stands as a testament to the world's last uncharted frontiers. Venturing into the icy heart of Antarctica aboard the RRS Discovery, Scott and his team embarked on a journey filled with scientific ambition to one of the truly last frontiers on Earth. As they charted new territories, battled brutal elements, and forged onward despite relentless challenges, the Discovery Expedition illuminated the mysteries of the Antarctic, etching its mark as a defining chapter in the annals of polar exploration.
Number 4.
Albert Einstein's theory of special relativity, introduced in 1905, profoundly reshaped our understanding of space, time, and energy. At the core of the theory, the laws of physics are the same for all non-accelerating observers, and that the speed of light is always constant, regardless of the motion of light sources or observers. This led to revolutionary concepts, such as the interrelation of time and space, time dilation, and the equivalence of mass and energy, encapsulated in the iconic equation E equals mc squared. Special relativity has since had far-reaching implications in modern physics, influencing everything from the development of nuclear energy to our understanding of the universe's fundamental workings.
Number 3.
Birth of radio broadcasting. The world bore witness to a revolution that would reshape the very fabric of human interaction, the birth of radio broadcasting. No longer were messages bound by paper and postage or the limited reach of a human voice. The airwaves hummed with news, music, and ideas, bridging vast distances and knitting together disparate societies. This innovation heralded a new era of immediacy and inclusivity in communication. As radio waves traversed borders and oceans, they carried with them the pulse of global events, the artistry of unseen musicians, and the voices of distant leaders, creating a shared experience and fostering a newfound global camaraderie. Although the concept of radio transmissions arrived in several scientific steps in the decades prior, on 23 December 1900, the Canadian inventor Reginald A. Fessenden became the first person to send audio by means of electromagnetic waves, successfully transmitting over a distance of about a mile. Without radio, there would be no Taylor Swift.
Shake, 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 shake it off, shake it off.
Live news reports.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
Or even Major League Baseball.
Fastball is a high drive into deep left center field. Buckner goes back to the fence. It is gone.
Number 2.
Russo-Japanese War, 1904-1905. In the shadowed dance of global powers, 1904 brought an unexpected twist on the world stage. The Russo-Japanese War, a fierce tango between an old European titan, Russia, and the rising sun of Asia, Japan. Against a backdrop of steam and steel, these two nations clashed over territories, ambitions, and honor. Their skirmishes on land and dramatic naval encounters wove a total of unexpected outcome. With the final curtain drawn in 1905, Japan emerged not merely as the victor, but a beacon of change, signaling the shifting tides of global influence and challenging the long-standing assumptions of Western dominance.
Number 1.
The Birth of Flight, 1903. The birth of flight, the breaking of the sound barrier, the moon landings, atomic bombings, even 9/11, all had a seed planted here. In Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, Wright brothers' first powered flight achieved in 1903. This event marked the dawn of aviation. The flight not only changed warfare, travel, and global commerce, but also symbolized the limitless potential of human innovation. This single event, in many ways, epitomized the rapid technological advancements and possibilities of the 20th century. The first flight would keep impacting every decade since. In just 66 years, Neil Armstrong would carry a piece of the Wright brothers' plane with him in his personal kit to the moon. The moment they took to the air, man has been pushing the boundaries of flight. The next step, into deep space. Buzz Aldrin wrote, "I know the sky is not the limit because there are footprints on the moon." The 20th century possibilities were no longer grounded. Well, that's our list. I'm Jack Murphy, and thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to History City.